We're talking movies, we're talking beer. So sit back, relax, and cheer. Here's to another good old Flicks on Tap.
2, 1. Welcome back to Flicks on Tap. Woo! Today we're doing another summer movie. Came out, about a month ago now?
No, I feel like it was, so maybe it was.
I think August 8th might have been the release date.
No. Yeah, probably.
Something like that.
Yeah.
Anyways, it's been out for
a couple weeks.
Yeah, a couple weeks. And it's maintained its place in the box office. It's done very well for itself. And so we thought might as well discuss it on here. It was a really fun time.
Yeah.
I'm
so glad to hear that.
Yeah, no, I had a great time. and I don't know if I would have had it not been such a nostalgia piece for me, but I loved it. It was a great time. It was fun.
We are talking about Freakier Friday.
Yes, I was gonna get to that
as
soon as I cracked our fun beer over here. We have I'm a grown ass cat. Amazing can art.
It's really cool. You gotta zoom in
So much fun. It's called I'm a Grown Ass Cat by Fat Orange Cat. That's the brewery. It's an imperial stout with coconut. I chose this one specifically for Stephen because he's a fan of stouts. It's clocking in at a 10.5% alcohol by volume. It's a pint.
Love that.
And it's a nice little heavy beer. Hopefully it's good. I haven't tried this one, but I love all of their hazy IPAs, and so I have high hopes for this one. Let's crack this open. I'm gonna do it right next to my microphone.
You gotta get it right close.
All right. So I'm gonna pour a little bit of this, just give it a sniff, and then we can get talking about this fun movie. Nice and dark.
Ooh.
Just what I expected. Not a lot of head on this one. Go ahead and get, there it goes. Yeah. The head's starting to develop a little bit at the top. Dissipating pretty quickly as well, though. And for anyone who's curious, we have Lindsay Lohan down here.
Yeah, they have not made Freaky Friday or Freakier Friday pops, but that's okay.
Smells very alcoholic.
Oh my God, it does. Oh, sounds so great.
Cheers.
Okay, so I am very curious.
Oh, that is strong. That is very strong for
a
stout.
It is, but it's good.
It's good. It's not bad at all.
No, I'm very curious about your thoughts on this movie. So in the 2 episodes ago, in my last episode, we talked about our top movies of the year.
Yes.
And this was my number one of the movies.
Yes.
This was my number one movie of the year so far. Obviously, we still have movies coming out, which that list may change by the end.
Definitely, because mine changed since our episode of
Oh, really?
I put Caught Stealing at the very top.
I mean, no, that's a lie. You're right. I did change my list, too, because K-Pop Demon Hunters made my top 5, too.
Nice. I haven't rated this yet, so I'm going to give it a little rating and move it up to my list while you continue. What were you saying?
Yeah, no, so obviously I really, really liked it. I enjoyed the nostalgia piece of it, but I also, did you see what I was talking about last time? How it was like, it hit the nostalgia elements, but it also had its own,
it was very much its own
story.
Independent story, which was awesome. The whole, usually when you have a movie like this, the daughter is very much modeled after the mom, and they're not their own independent character. If you had made this maybe 2-3 years ago, instead of a surfer, the daughter would have been also in a band.
Yep.
But in this one, she was her own person. She had her own characteristics. She had her own personality, completely distinct from Lindsay Lohan's character in the original, which is awesome because that's usually so cheesy about these sequels.
Yeah.
They just try to model the people exactly after the original and just kind of give you those points where you're like, oh, I remember that. But this movie had so much of its own thing going while also nodding to the original that it really felt like, oh, we're not just doing this to please people. We actually came up with a fresh new story related to the old one.
Right. And that was my, I think that was my, I loved Hocus Pocus 2, and I think I don't remember if I talked about this.
I think you did.
Out,
I feel like you
in
said
the last episode or just with you and me. But I loved that movie for what it was, and that what it was for me was very much we're gonna call back on all the fun things that we did. Here's a new take on the Sanderson sisters,
yes.
But it wasn't. It didn't capture that same feeling that I think this one did, right? I think this one you cared about the other characters, you cared about their growth, their journey.
They were very much their own people.
Yeah. And I think, too, what was cool is that, we still saw the characters that we care about, right? I think it might have been a little, Hocus Pocus 2 might have been a little different if we talked about, the, Max and Allison and, all, the original characters and what happened to them when the Sandersons came back.
Yeah.
Whereas I think this one I loved because, we saw, Lindsay Lohan's character, Anna, like what she did afterwards. Like obviously we knew she was in a band, but like where did that take her like as an adult? Did she
and that was
do
cool.
things? And like it was such a strong and smart trajectory for her. Like it was like, yeah, she's still in the music career, but now she's doing something like a little bit more behind the scenes, but still very prominent.
It was very realistic in that she kind of decided to take the family route, but her music she was working on the side, and it was for, you find out later, it's for her daughter. And so that's really awesome because that's realistic. That's kind of how adult life goes, you know what I mean?
Yep. And like there's like, you know, you, not that you like put things on the back burner, but you're like, oh, like I want to like, I have a new priority.
You have to pour into something else. Yeah.
This is still a priority, and I'm still going to do this because it still brings me joy, but I also like know where I want to be. And I think just watching almost like the dynamic shift, right? Because like in the first movie, Lindsay Lohan was very much so like, oh, you're ruining my life, like all these things, right?
Yeah.
And now seeing her in this one, she's very much like, all right, take a breath.
But also, like, I like the way that the relationship between her and Jamie Lee Curtis's character changed because it feels real. You're a kid, you don't agree with your parents all the time, but as you grow older, they become more of like your friend, and that dynamic was there, and it felt really like they had grown as people realistically, like outside of like this made-up movie plot. It felt like they had built this relationship for the last however long, 20 years since the movie came out or whatever it was, and it felt real. It felt like they were people, not just movie characters written to supply a new plot line for us.
Right. Well, I mean, like Jamie Lee Curtis and Lindsay Lohan have been friends for like,
and you can feel it, and that's what I'm saying. It's not just fan service. It felt really good.
Yeah,
it was well written, and like that's what I'm saying when I say that. If it wasn't for the nostalgia, I might not have liked it as much, just because it was a very well done movie in its own genre, which is like more of a family friendly
which
thing.
also is in a genre that you would even go to.
And that's why. And so the reason that being that every single time this was on Disney Channel as a kid, I'd watch it like with my grandpa, I would watch it with my sister and stuff. And so it meant a lot to me just to see these characters once again, which was awesome. And I'm glad that they didn't ruin it for me, because I put it right above Happy Gilmore on my list.
Okay.
And for the same reason, it's right there tied with it, because it just reminds me of watching that movie when I was a kid. Same reason I put Happy Gilmore higher up on my list than it probably deserved to be.
Right.
Just because it has a place.
The heartstrings.
Exactly. It has a place in my heart that's special, and that's why I think it was awesome. If this was its own standalone, I would have just been like, yeah, family movie, okay, bottom of my list.
Right.
But it was a family movie that's withstood its own story. It felt realistic. It felt like it was well written. It wasn't just the sequel, which that's why I think I put it above Happy Gilmore. Happy Gilmore felt like it was trying to be a sequel for the sake of being a sequel, and it just kept reminding you of stuff. This one, when they would remind you of stuff, it was like you really had to have seen it. They weren't like, oh, here's a exact scene replica from the movie. Like, they had the song, like you talked about, at the end, and that was awesome.
Or even, like, the girls, like, running into each other, right? But, like, even then, that wasn't the focal point. Like, when we, watched that scene in the first movie, that was, like, a whole bit where it was, like, we're running into each other. We're, like, gonna, like, do that.
And they slightly reference it. They go, we tried that.
Yeah, it didn't work. And then we just, like...
Move on.
But, like, they were even, like, the girls were in the background while the main focus was happening. So I think that was really cool. Where it's like, we saw the little nods, we saw the here and there, but it also felt so, it did feel so, like, grown.
It did.
In the, like, if I could pick one example, was, like, Chad Michael Murray's character, right? So often when we think of, like, sequels and, like, you know, whether it be years and years in advance, it's like, oh, everyone from the first movie is still together with everyone that they were in
I was going
the
to
first
comment on that
movie.
later. I was going to say they didn't force them back together.
No.
They didn't force them to be together. They didn't make it that they were divorced or anything like that. They were friends. They knew each other. They remembered each other. They were on Facebook together. That's it.
And they casually work together every now and again.
Yeah.
But, like, she had her own identity. Like, I'm assuming that, like, you know, even her daughter was from a completely different man too.
Yeah,
so
and it definitely felt that way, which is what I'm saying. It wasn't just so forced. They weren't just trying to please the audience who was rooting for them to be together however long ago the original movie came out.
Right. Oh, it was so, like, I just really enjoyed it. And then, like, I don't think I told you. I rewatched so I watched this one. My plan was to rewatch the first one before I watched this one. That didn't happen, which was totally fine. I similar to you, had seen the movie enough times that, like,
you just remember it.
Yeah. And so I think either later that weekend or like that following week, I was like, you know what? I don't have anything to do. I want to watch the original Freaky Friday. And that movie made me cry, which I thought was interesting. So it was the scene when they're like, after Tess, like the mom, Jamie Lee Curtis's character, as Lindsay Lohan, performed and did the whole like thing. And then when they went back to the rehearsal dinner, and then like Lindsay Lohan as Jamie Lee Curtis is like giving the speech.
Talking about it is so funny.
Yeah,
you
right.
Don't know
I'm
what
like,
we're saying.
Giving the speech and like talking like as Anna, and she's like crying, and I'm like watching it, and I'm like, oh my god,
yeah.
What's wrong with me? I was talking to someone later about that, and it was like, you know, as a kid, we don't necessarily see those same notes.
Yes, exactly.
But like as an adult, I'm
differently.
like, oh wow, that was really, really emotional. This movie, I was also crying at like any of the family part, and I do think so. We all like, most of us have like a parental figure that we really like align heavy with, right? For me, mine is my mom, and so like any sort of like mom things. When like I was watching The Wild Robot last year, it was a very mom movie. This is a very mom movie, and like yes, I am not my mom's daughter, but like we still have that same very closeness that like Anna and Tess have. And so watching that, I was just like, oh my god, I'm crying. I was like thinking about my mom the whole time, and I was just like, I think that's why this movie was so high on my list.
I was gonna say, when a movie can successfully make you contemplate something in your life or in reality in general, it's done its job. Movies are supposed to make you feel, and so when it can make you successfully feel that way, it's awesome.
And I don't cry a lot in movies, and this movie made me cry too.
I don't know, you keep saying that, but you're also bringing up how often you've been crying in movies this year.
Okay, I also realized I was talking to one of my coworkers, and he had said he had like for years and years never cried until he turned 31, and then like the Waterworks came, and so now I'm like, wait, am I broken now? Like, did I hit my my like warranty of like tears, and now it's just like
I'm still a few years away from that, so we'll see in a couple.
We will see.
We'll see in a couple of years.
But yeah, no, that one. But I think it's like the specific content too, and like you said, like where it's hitting, like the mom aspect, I'm gonna cry. Like if it's like, I don't know, if it's something else, like I might not have the same emotional reaction, but that one I was really like, it's tugging at my heartstrings.
Yeah. No, I can see that. And for me, what I think was really cool about the movie is just the whole, this is what's really similar to the first one, but I think that's what works about it, is the fact that it's about putting yourself in someone else's shoes to understand their perspective in the world. And that I feel like was so powerful in this movie, and it's always what was powerful about the first one as well, is like they switched places, they got to see what it was that they cared about in regards to each other, you know what I mean?
Right.
So like Lindsay Lohan got to see she's not just being strict for the sake of being strict, or telling her to do something for the sake of telling her to do it, but there was a reason behind it. And in this one, when they got to see that the families did truly like belong together and that they really did love each other, it felt really powerful, and it felt like the sisters had a bond that was really interesting, and it made it just like, it just felt really well written.
There was a scene that made me like, like think about how it would be if I was switching places with another person, because like, while we don't always necessarily talk bad about people, right? But like we're constantly talking about people, and like who they are, whether it's like something like we're talking like really positive, something like really bright moments. That there was one scene where Jamie Lee Curtis's husband from the first movie is still in this one, right? Was talking to the Manny Jacinto's daughter. Yeah. As like she was obviously Tess, but like he didn't know that, and so like talking about like, oh, I'm worried about her. I'm worried about, because he's like seeing Jamie Lee Curtis crying, but it's not Jamie Lee, and we don't like, he doesn't know that, we know that, but like him talking about like, oh yeah, like I'm worried about her. I'm thinking about like how is she going to react when and if like the family moves, right? And so just that scene made me think like, wow, what kind of perspectives can we get from other people about ourselves without even realizing it, right? Like if we're talking...
That's a really interesting point,
Yeah, like, and obviously this is the second time I'd watched this movie, and so watching it the first time was like, oh, like this is like a really touching moment. But really in watching it this time, I was like, like what could I gain in like how people perceive me, or like
That's
how they
interesting.
perceive other, like just based on me being another person.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a really, really good point. And like going into this movie, I just thought it was going to be another sequel. And I know you had said it was really good, but I still was kind of skeptical about it.
No, I know, because we have very different movie tastes.
Yeah,
so.
exactly. But it felt so realistic. It felt so well written. It felt like every character was a human being and not just a rehashing of a character, just like I said, for the sake of it. Lindsay Lohan felt like a mother, which
She did.
you could
Well,
not
she
have
is now too.
Yes, but you could not have said that about that character originally. And so like any other sequel movie could have easily just made her that exact same character, but with a daughter.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But no, she felt like a person. She felt like someone who went through the growth.
Well, there was a in the like press tour in releasing all of this, right? A lot of or I'd seen a couple different interviewers talk to Jamie Lee and being like, you kind of like pioneered, like you manifested the sequel coming, right? Because for years, like when she would go on like talking about Halloween and all the other movies she was in, people would ask like, oh, is there a Freaky Friday like 2 coming out? Like, do you have like some sort of sequel in mind? And her answer was always, it's a number game, right?
Yeah.
It's a numbers game. If we have to wait until like Lindsay Lohan is old enough to have children to even like make it
Makes
a thing,
sense.
right? Make it
Yeah.
make sense. And on one of like the press tours for another movie, one of the interviewers was like, but she is. Like she has children. And at that moment, Jamie Lee Curtis was like, oh my God, you're right. And she said like, I called Bob Iger, who was like the head of Disney guy, like, we need to make this happen. And it was so, I was in the D23 space when like the two of them came out on stage.
Oh, nice.
I don't think we saw like any clips. I think they hadn't started filming yet, but like we saw them on, like it was like a bunch of like, it was like maybe like a montage of clips from the first movie, and then the two of them in their trailer, or like next to their trailers, like holding hands or whatever, being like, oh, it's coming. And they both came out, and the cheering was, I mean, I was part of the cheering, but the cheering was so loud. It was like, oh my God, yes, like we're so excited, we're so ready for this movie.
Yeah.
And it is honestly so thrilling to see Lindsay Lohan succeed right now.
Yeah, it is. It's awesome.
Like I remember the first movie of hers I had watched in like more recent years was this Netflix
The Christmas one?
movie.
Yeah, I saw that too.
And I saw her and I was like, oh, I have to watch this because it's Lindsay Lohan. But I was also not knowing like what to expect. But just like seeing her in this movie or in that movie, I was like, oh, okay, Lindsay, you're back. And then seeing her here, she did a like, what was it? It was before the Mean Girls remake came out, but like Walmart was doing some like Black Friday deals or whatever, but they like leaned into Mean Girls and had a lot of the cast
cool.
return for commercials. And like seeing Lindsay as Katie, but like she was like a guidance counselor at the school. Like it was just so
I think I remember that.
It was
I think I remember
so
that.
fun to see. And I was just like, yes, Lindsay, like you went through, I think Lindsay might have been one of my first crushes as a child.
That's funny.
Yeah. Because of Mean Girls. Like I just remember like seeing her in her like little like sexy dress when she threw her house party. Love.
That's funny. But no, yeah, it was a good movie. If you've seen the first one, I definitely recommend that you check out this one because it just reminded me so much of the characters. It's like you get to check in on people that you watched growing up. You know?
Yeah.
So it was fun. But I wasn't expecting to like it as much as I did. So that
I
was
was
good.
trying to like gauge your reaction to how you like it because like we went with, it was like a group of us.
It was a distracting.
It was a distraction.
It was a weird
feel
situation.
Bad for the people in front of us, but we were fine enough back. It's fine. But you know, we had like, between Evan clapping,
He was commenting the whole time too, though. That's what was funny to me.
and then Misha giggling at like
Nothing.
the smallest things.
At nothing.
But I was trying to gauge. I was like, is he even liking this movie?
Yeah,
I was like,
no, I liked it.
I'm glad that he has Regal because then he doesn't have to necessarily like pay for it. Oh my God, he's gonna be like, this movie was terrible, and so
No,
I'm
it was fun.
so happy.
I enjoyed myself. It was a really fun time in the theater, and it's just like whenever I would remember something from the first one, I was like, yeah, that's cool. I'm glad I get to relive this again as an adult now.
Yeah.
But like I said, if this was its own standalone thing, I would have just been like, wait, what did I watch?
Right. Who is this? What is the connection? Did you notice that this time around, the like how the switch happened versus the first time.
What exactly?
So
do you
like
mean?
the first time there was, because it was a product of its time. The
fortune cookie.
the fortune cookie, and just like the like immense stereotypes there.
Yes.
And then, like there was like one line, I forget who said it, but it was just like, oh, this Asian voodoo, and I was like,
Oh yeah.
what are we talking about? But okay. And so like, I think what I liked about this switch was that the previous switch wasn't forgotten about. It wasn't like
Not
they were
at all.
like,
They
oh,
acknowledged it.
We're
The
not,
actresses were there.
Yeah, they were part of the party. Like it was, and I think that like helped because we had seen the relationship between all
Yes.
of them in the first movie, where like yes, the mom made the switch, but like there was a clear dynamic between them beforehand. And so this time around being like, oh yeah, like it's not going to be the Asian voodoo that caused the switch, but like we're not going to forget these other characters. We're not going to completely erase what happened because it was problematic at the time. It was like, yeah, that was like that was problematic, and now we're going to rectify that, but also acknowledge like these are also people, they're a part of our space.
Yeah.
No, I liked that. Can we just, I know you don't like him the same way that I do, but like Manny Jacinto in this film was so good.
I didn't know he could do that.
Oh,
He has a cool range.
He
because
does.
I'd only ever seen him in The Good Place. And so I was like, the little sitcom actor, whatever. And then I knew he was in the Star Wars stuff. And that's all I know about him.
You need to
literally
watch
all I
in
knew about him.
That I think really showcases the range.
What
because
show is that?
The Acolyte.
The Acolyte, okay.
Yeah, which was canceled because people hate new things.
Yeah. Star Wars isn't thriving anymore.
But Star Wars fandom has their...
They're rough.
They're rough. But because like I mean, again, I also really only knew him from The Good Place, and so hearing that he was going to be in Star Wars, like, oh, this is really interesting. And then his range there was incredible. And then in between that and Freakier Friday, I also met him at D23, and I will just interacting with him in person. Granted, like it was very like, I'm an actor, like I'm signing autographs type thing. You don't get too much, but like he is very reserved and like quiet. And I've kind of seen some of that like on his social media feed too.
And that's what you kind of pick up from him, from his on-screen presence.
For some of them,
Yeah.
I think like for Jason, definitely not. But like anytime he's like himself on screen, it's like for BuzzFeed things, I'm like, oh, you were very like reserved. And so I think while he might have been a little more reserved in this movie too.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Except for his little dance number, that was pretty cool.
I loved his dance number. So good. But it was still very nice to see, like, it was like very like strong leading man, like, but he also didn't, when he was on the screen, he like had a presence.
Yes.
But it wasn't, I'm demanding my presence on the screen, because he knew
not at
like,
all.
oh, this wasn't like, this movie isn't about me.
Yeah, he's like a guest in the space of the movie.
This is my, like, I'm here, like he's like a crucial character. He's a crucial like part of the story.
Yeah, he's a plot point.
Right, but it wasn't, it wasn't like oh, I'm like annoyed or I feel like threatened that I'm not in the lead, right? Like, he's just so nice. And he's also such a nice person in person too. I have it like, I need to get a frame, but I have his like the thing he signed.
Oh yeah.
I still have it. It's like nice and like,
that's cool.
I just need to frame it and put it somewhere. Yeah. Okay. Not adjacent to the movie, but not. Who would you want to like switch places with? And this could be either someone that let's do two categories. Someone like from your life, and then someone that's not from your life. Who would you like to switch places with to like see how they live?
Okay, so from my life, Evan. I just need to know what's going on in that dude's head. If you've seen the podcast.
You wouldn't be in his head. You would just be in his body.
But I would be like walking around town and like seeing how people interact with him.
Okay.
And that'd be interesting to me. Because if you've seen our show before, you've seen Evan. And he's curious. He's a curious individual.
He is. I think it would be so funny to see him in your body as Evan. And see how like how people perceive him as you.
Well, can you imagine if there's like, you see me, and then but like Evan's personality?
Yeah.
That'd be weird.
That'd be so funny.
That'd be interesting.
But I think, okay, now I'm going to like pay attention to like Yell's body language a lot, because that was a scene in the movie, right, when they're
Yeah.
sleeping, and how like they're like this, and then they like completely shift how they're sleeping.
Yeah.
I need to pay attention to how you carry yourself versus how he carries
That's
himself,
interesting.
so that I can,
That's a good point.
catch on and be like,
And that adds something to the movie to me, because the performance, you're playing two people essentially when you're in this movie, if you're any one of the four main characters, and so that adds a level of complexity to the performance, which is really interesting. Which if I were to rewatch it, that'd definitely be what I'm looking for next time.
and you can see,
Is to see
that
how they play
too,
out.
right?
You definitely
Like,
can immediately, but if you were to like focus in and analyze that more, I bet it would make the movie a lot funner.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it was. That's what I loved about the first one too. Like, I don't know, Jamie Lee Curtis can just play such a good teenager.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay, so Evan is in real life. What about in like the world at large?
Someone like Quentin Tarantino, because I would just I would sit in his movie theater and just watch movies all day, and he has just like this endless supply of movies that like you can't find.
So you wouldn't switch places to learn a perspective. You would do it for like
To like have a break.
yeah, to have a break,
have a break and have
just
fun.
watch movies.
But also, I would love to go out in the world and just see how like people interact with a celebrity of that stature, where it's like people technically know who he is, but like how often do people recognize him?
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, would you recognize him?
No.
See, that'd be interesting.
What does he look like? Hold on. Hold on. Let me be on the lookout for this man too.
How much freedom could you have in the world as a celebrity, like a film director, where it's like there's a niche group of people who know who you are, who know what you look like, but then like the majority of people don't know what you look like in general.
That's what he looks like?
Yeah, isn't he a strange looking guy? And it's so funny. I listened to him on a podcast recently where he went on a podcast of this guy who's like a super fan of his, right? And he tells the guy, he goes, now that I'm in person sitting with you here, I kind of find it weird that you'd be the person to say that I look weird. Look at yourself. And I was like, he's so funny.
That's so... Okay, so Clint Eastwood is in a lot of Quentin Tarantino movies, right?
No, not at all.
No, okay. Never
He's
mind.
just like Clint Eastwood.
Does he make his own movies?
He directs his own movies.
Okay. That's who I think of.
He's also like 94.
He is. No. That's who I think of when people say Quentin Tarantino. But then I also think about him when I hear Clint Eastwood.
That's interesting.
So he's the same person. Now he's not, but like
Now he's not. Now you've unraveled that.
Yeah.
No, yeah, Clint Eastwood is like a really big inspiration for Tarantino, but no, he's been mostly his own entity for a long time now, like where he'll direct and star in the movie. Like one of his best is Gran Torino. That movie's so good, and he's the star and director of that.
He did. Yeah, I see your book right here. Okay, I don't remember him being in that movie, but okay.
Which one?
Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
Who being in it?
Quentin Tarantino.
No, that's I think one of the only movies where he hasn't made his little cameo in it.
Got it.
Because he usually has like a couple minute cameo in his movies. Huh. But I don't think he had one in Once Upon a Time, and I've seen that movie a lot.
Yeah, because...
Actually, Julia Butters, who plays Lindsay Lohan's daughter in that movie, is in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
Is she real?
Yeah. She plays... And I realized how old Once Upon a Time in Hollywood was today when I saw how old that girl is now. Because to me, she was a child actress, and when I say child, I'm talking like
child,
8 years old at the oldest, and then she's like almost an adult in this one. I'm like, oh wow, that's crazy. And I remember watching her in the sitcom that was on like ABC a few years ago. I can't remember the name of it now.
Oh,
do you know what I'm talking about?
I do. My mom told me about this because I was talking.
The
to her
character's
about
name was
movie.
Anna Cat. But I don't remember the name of the show.
Was it the
Housewives?
American
something.
Housewives?
Yes, that one.
Yeah.
So she was in that. That was the first thing I ever saw her in. And then I saw her in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, and I was like, this kid is like a great actress. And then when I saw her today, I was like, that can't be her. She's too old. She's too old. And then as soon as her name popped up in the credits, I was like, wow. Like she got
was
old
great
and
then,
she's
too.
good.
Yeah, like she again going back to like what you were saying about playing two separate characters.
She played the mom well.
So well. I never during the time of the switch.
Yeah.
I never thought of like any of the four actresses as like, oh, you're just pretending.
Yeah.
You're pretending to be an adult. I was like, no, this is clearly Jamie Lee Curtis in this body. Like, what are you talking about?
They did such a great job of that, and that's what I'm saying. That's such a complex level of acting to me.
Oh, I love that. Okay, who would mine be? Dang.
Like, what kind of celebrity thing are you trying to experience?
I just want to, like you, just sit around and watch movies. I'm just kidding. I don't know. Like, I'm trying to think of like, I would want to be a celebrity that like still has fun.
Yeah.
Like where like people see them and they're like, oh, they're very like personable. They're very approachable. I mean, like, you know, like I love being like connecting with people.
You want to be Pedro Pascal.
Being,
You want to have. You
I
want
could
to
be.
touch on your co-stars and.
I already do that with my friends, so
it works.
And we both have that anxiety, so maybe Pedro Pascal. Yeah, that's fine. That would be interesting. I think he actually did think him before you had said Quentin Tarantino. I was like thinking, oh, I think mine might. Like when I asked the question, I was like, I think mine might be Pedro because
such an interesting life right now.
Yeah, right.
He's like everywhere.
He was everywhere and like was nowhere at first, and like became such a huge star
Overnight, seemingly.
But I feel like he's still so grounded.
He does seem that way, yeah.
And like, I feel like, okay, I probably couldn't pretend to be Pedro.
That'd be tough.
That would be very tough, but it would be nice to be a part of that. But I feel like Pedro might be able to pretend to be me.
He's a good actor, so.
He is a good actor. And then, although, I don't know how, I'm just imagining like us switching with no context. And he's like, who am I?
What is happening right now?
Let me go into this person's room and like their phone and
he
everything
sees all the
to
Funko
see.
Pops.
Yeah, and be like, okay, how is this person supposed to interact? Okay, in my real life.
What? Yeah, what would happen? You wake up as like a complete random stranger and you're like, what do I do now? Like, you would definitely lose your job. Like, he's not going to work for you.
He would not go to work. I would... Oh, what would I do? I know my phone number. I would call my number.
And be like, hey, go to work.
Yeah, I'd be like, hey, so we've switched bodies, I think. Unless it was like,
potentially.
You know, like,
maybe there's like 4 people.
Yeah, 4 people,
situation.
and like he's not like whatever. I'd be like, I need you to text these people and be like, I feel so sick. I cannot come into
And you
work.
see, that's the thing that I was wondering about this movie when there was the dance scene where she's supposed to be dancing with her future husband,
she
right?
runs.
Yes, but like if I woke up in that situation and I said, all right, we all pretend we just came down with the worst case of the flu until we figure this out. So that we don't have to interact awkwardly as hell for the next few days.
Yes, but at that point, remember, they're trying, like, the girls are trying to break them up. So they're like, we can't play sick because we have a plan.
But realistically, if this actually happened, that's what you would do. At least me, I'd be like, I can't go in the world and pretend to be this other person. So like, I'm sick.
I really want to know, who would I want to switch places with in like my life?
Definitely Evan.
No, because I don't want to go back into the classroom right now. I'm good.
Greg.
He's still in the classroom.
Yeah, but just like, I want to know what it's like to be like 5 foot. I'm kidding.
You know, I think I'm going to send her, I mean, I usually send my friends this, like our videos, but I'm going to send this one specifically to her and be like, I talk about you. I kind of want to switch between either my friend Jacqueline or my friend Casey. Mm-hmm. They are both like recent moms. And so I think it would be interesting, not only to like kind of learn what they do, because, you know, well, I mean, when you like have friends who aren't teachers, and you're like, oh, what do you do? What are your what do you actually do? Right? What is your job? I'm sure there are so many people who want to know what I do, and like
I am one of them.
Yeah. Well, from my
I've asked you before, and you always explain it to me, and I still don't know.
I mean, it's fine. It's complicated, but like I wouldn't want to switch with their role. Like I wouldn't want to switch with them to like know their like work role. I really want to see what it's like to like be a parent. Mm-hmm. Right?
That's interesting.
Yeah, I'm trying to be deep right now. I'm just kidding. I think just because like it's so different. One of my answers was going to just be like, oh, what if I just like switch with my mom and just truly be Freaky Friday, right? Yeah. But like, I mean, I could learn what she does because I still don't fully understand her job. I don't think she still fully understands my job either, so it's fine.
Wait, what does your mom do? Like, in one word, career, job title. I don't know. You don't even know the title?
I don't think she can say my title either, so it's fine. She works with claims
Like insurance?
and like loans.
Oh, okay.
Types of things, I think. God.
Yeah,
She's
that's
gonna-
confusing.
I
That's
know, no.
I know what you're
She's-
talking.
no,
I know what you're talking
She's
about.
going to watch this and she's gonna be like, "You still don't know what I do."
That's
And I'll be like,
hilarious.
I need you to send me a description so I can look at
Her job description.
Yes, and I was like, "I'll do one for you too."
Just ask ChatGPT what she does.
I should. You know, what do you do? Yeah. So for them, because they like, I just want to like see what it's like to like be a parent, right? Like,
Yeah. No, like I said, that's interesting to
and
me.
like see how it goes.
I don't want to do that long term at the moment. But
Yeah, at the moment. So then I could be like, oh, what is it like, right? Plus, that would just give me chances to like see my nieces. But in like a different context, they wouldn't know that they were my nieces. They'd be like, "Oh, mom." I'd be like, "Yeah, it's me."
Sure.
I think my other answer might be my brother. My brother has such interesting hobbies and like interests. Mm-hmm. So I'd love to like see what he does. I know his job. Oh God, I knew it as I was saying this, and now he's an archivist.
Oh, that's a cool job. I would love to do
Oh
that.
my
See,
God.
every time you talk about your brother, it's just like he's so much like me from what I'm
Yeah, he
picking up.
is.
That's
He
hilarious.
is.
That's so cool.
So-
That's a cool job.
All right, well, CJ, I'm talking to you now. You have to come to Vegas again to meet my friend.
Yes. No, yeah, because that's so cool.
Yeah, and just to see, / also, just to like live in another spot that I've never lived in.
Oh, interesting.
Not for long term, right? Because
Yeah.
I guess I would get the same thing if I switched with my friend Casey. But because he like lives in a very different climate, like.
Okay,
than
I
we
see what
do,
you're saying.
like,
That's interesting
physical
too. Yeah,
climate.
that wasn't even like an aspect of this that I considered. So that'd be cool to think about.
Yeah,
just
he
to,
just, like-
to experience a entirely different way of life.
Yeah,
That's fun.
And just like see how he lives his life,
Yeah.
and then also get a chance to meet his cat too, because he's got a cat. But I'm like thinking about it, I'm like, if we were, because like in the movie, they switched when they were all next to each other.
Yeah.
right.
They were all within the same vicinity for
And
some.
so, like, for all of these people that I like would potentially be like switching with, I'm like, I wouldn't really get to know what your life looks like
Yeah.
if we had switched in that spot, right? Like, if I switched with like some of my girlfriends, we would like be on vacation or whatever. So like our switching wouldn't really
Oh, I
look
see what you're
much,
saying.
right? Or if I switched with like my mom or my brother, it's probably during a holiday.
Yeah. You want it to be a more daily, like
Yeah, I'd be like,
run of the mill day situation.
if we were to switch then, it'd be like, well, we're all just
Doing the same
stay at
stuff,
home or
yeah.
like doing whatever. Maybe I'd switch with one of my teachers. Go back into the classroom.
Evan.
No, I don't know if I have the patience for the little ones.
Yeah. Evan's a kindergarten teacher.
Maybe
That's
I'd
fun.
switch with one of my middle school teachers just to go back into the classroom.
To experience what you have, just to see what it was like again.
Yeah, but like only a classroom that already has really strong procedures. Because I am not trying to do that. Like, I was a
Reestablish
first-year
everything.
teacher who tried to reestablish routines later, and it did not work. And
Yeah.
so I'm like, I don't want
feel
that headache.
I feel that. That's a pain.
So maybe one of these, or maybe like one of y'all, like an alum. I'll switch with one of y'all.
I'm not having a good year, so don't switch with me this time.
No. No. I won't switch with you. I'll find someone to switch with. Yeah, and then y'all can see what I do.
I feel like I don't even know what I would do if I was in your situation. Like I said, I would get you fired on accident.
No, don't do that.
I wouldn't do it intentionally. I'd just be like, wait, what is my job description? They'd be like, Steven,
No.
how do you not know your job yet? And I'm like, I'm not Steven. They're like, what are you talking about? Are you crazy right now?
No, I would wake up and I would see who I was. Again, look, and then
Just send me your day's
immediately
criteria.
I would immediately call and just be like, "You are sick." Don't like if Giancarlo and I.
I'd be like,
switch-
you know what? I feel like I'm going to go to work right now, Steven. I'll see you later. I'm like sitting in front of the parking garage. How do I get in here?
You'd be like, "What are we doing?" I would call you and I'd be like, "Giancarlo, I'm calling in sick too. Do we like went to the same restaurant and had terrible food poisoning. We are not going into work. We are figuring out what happened, and we're switching back.
It's such a fun concept, you know? Concept as old as time.
I mean, they've done like the first movie of like these like duos wasn't the original movie.
I was gonna say there has to be an older movie. I was about to look that up.
Yeah, there's one before it. I don't know who was in charge of those I don't know who those people were.
Body switching movies.
And then they had another one in between.
There's a lot of these about. Oh, you remember the Hot Chick with Rob Schneider?
I've never seen that, but I
That
know
one's
that one.
so funny.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
That one.
13 going on 30.
Okay, that's not really a body switching movie. That's a time
17
travel
again.
movie.
Zac Efron.
That's not a body switching movie. It
Wait,
is, but it isn't.
It kind of is, yeah.
It's not in the same.
Oh, there's a Freaky Friday in 1976.
Yeah, let me see.
Right there, look. So
Yeah, that's the.
there was a Freaky Friday in 2018.
Yeah,
Is it a Disney Channel movie or what?
yeah, Disney Channel movie.
1976 is one of my favorite movie years ever. And so coming up,
Very specific.
it's very specific. That's the year Rocky came out. That's the year that
God, you would get along with my mom too.
Taxi Driver came out. That's the year that Network came out. I could keep going. 1976 was a great movie year, and actually next year's the anniversary. So I'm thinking of like rewatching a bunch of these movies from 1976 and like making a video on them specifically.
Yeah.
Because they're so great. Taxi Driver is one of my favorite movies. I showed you the ending scene from Taxi Driver after we filmed our last podcast, because that scene is just so cool. That whole movie's so cool.
That is so funny. I can't. Okay. Going back to, I guess, like the people in these movies, just the main two. What is your favorite Lindsay Lohan performance, and what is your favorite Jamie Lee Curtis performance? Because clearly they have they're very skilled, and we can see that in this movie. What is your favorite of each of their performances?
Lindsay Lohan, the movie that immediately comes to mind is just Mean Girls, the first one. So good. I love that movie. That's just a classic movie that I've seen a million times too. And I don't even know how I've seen that one so many times. It just was something that I always watched whenever the opportunity arose.
Yeah, like on October 3rd.
Yeah, and exactly, we have to.
That was the date of her wedding. Did you notice that?
No, I didn't. Oh my gosh.
And and then I'll go back to your answer. But Lindsay Lohan told, like, they were talking about like Easter eggs or whatever.
Yeah, no, I didn't know.
Like one of whoever
That's
picked
awesome.
the days didn't mean, like, they were like,
Oh, it was
not
coincidental.
intentional. It was so coincidental, and she went,
Wow.
"Oh, that is an Easter egg." Like,
That's cool.
It happened, and so I think I saw that bit before I watched the movie, but like
Yeah.
when I saw like the dates coming by, I was like, "Oh my God, it's October 3rd."
Yeah.
Okay, sorry, keep going. Lindsay Lohan, Mean Girls.
Oh, for Jamie Lee Curtis, it's definitely the original Halloween. I love the original Halloween. It's just like, it was so groundbreaking for its time. I think it came out in 1978, if I'm correct. But it really set up the 80s to be this like era of slasher movies. And even though I think that the best like slasher movie / horror movie ever is the original Texas Chainsaw Massacre, I think we wouldn't have all the movies in that genre that we got later if it wasn't for Halloween. And even a few years ago when she was in, I forget the name of it, the new Halloween where she came back, Jamie Lee Curtis. I think it was just called Halloween.
I think
again.
it was just Halloween again.
That one was really cool too. And the new Texas Chainsaw Massacre that came out on Netflix a few years ago almost like copied it like verbatim. It was just like this, the original last girl comes back to kill the killer and all this stuff, because those movies are just so great and they're so iconic. And Jamie Lee Curtis was like, she was a really powerful presence in that movie. Whereas like, even though I like Texas Chainsaw Massacre better, the first girl or the last girl in that movie wasn't as like a powerful female character.
Yeah.
And Jamie Lee Curtis, I think, just had the charisma and the like acting chops to really make her character like believable and realistic, you know. And so that, I think that's a great performance, and it really set her on this trajectory. Like, she's still working today all the time.
Yeah.
You never heard of the Texas Chainsaw Massacre actor again?
No.
I can't even remember her name.
Yeah.
And it's one of my favorite movies.
So mine, I'm not allowed to say anything other than Mean Girls for Lindsay Lohan.
I figured that.
Although I will say her in Confessions of a Teenage Drama Queen.
Oh, I don't know if I've ever seen that.
Oh, that was like I don't think it was a Disney Channel movie, but it was on Disney Channel a lot.
I feel like it must have been either before or after I was watching Disney Channel because I don't think I've ever seen it, and if I have, it had to have been on Disney Channel.
I think it's in between Freaky Friday and Mean Girls. Because you know, like there was a good chunk of time where like Lindsay.
I gotta
was,
look
like,
that up
everywhere.
because like Herbie Fully Loaded.
Oh my God, that one too.
That's a good one.
I forgot about that
was a
one,
good
and I
one.
loved that movie. I wanted a Volkswagen Beetle because of that movie.
I thought it was a really cool car. If that came out in 2004, Confessions of a Teenage Drama Queen. I don't know if I've seen this movie.
Oh,
I
we
feel like I
gotta
had
watch
to
another one.
I feel like I had to have seen this.
We gotta have a.
It looks familiar.
A Lindsay Lohan movie marathon before
What
October
is
3rd.
She's an ambitious teen who goes by the name of Lola. Oh, I have seen this.
Yeah.
It wasn't one of those that I watched that many times.
Because she was that one. So there was that one. There was The Parent Trap, obviously.
Parent Trap, yeah. Oh, I forgot about that's a great one. I watched that a lot too. That was on Disney Channel all the
There
time.
was a post I had seen like while they were promoting this movie, and it was like they had the nanny from The Parent Trap, and then like the stepmom who was in Freakier Friday.
She was the pickleball lady, right? Or
No. She was the doing the photo shoot.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah. But there was a picture of the three of them, and someone was like, "Wow, what happened to the other twin?" Because obviously, like Lindsay Lohan played two
Both
of them, but it was just her. That there was Get a Clue. That was a movie with Brenda.
I remember that one.
one.
What's your favorite Disney Channel original movie? That's a good question. That's a hard question.
Can we take out the musical ones?
Yeah, because for me, like obviously the easiest answer is High School Musical for me,
Yeah, like
just because it's so iconic.
High School Musical 2. I think.
I don't remember the differences between them all now at this point, because I've seen them all so many times. They were on all the time, and like my grandpa loved them for some reason. So like,
That's cute.
yeah, they transcend like age groups.
I sang High School Musical, like we were all in this together in my sixth
yeah.
grade choir.
No, that's what I'm saying. Like
grade.
it's just that it's on its own plane, because I think that's the only time a Disney Channel original movie, the third one, ends up in the theater instead of on Disney Channel. So like that's its own thing.
Yeah,
so
those
those
are because like I was gonna say that, and then like the Camp Rock movies came out around like the same time, like the Cheetah Girls, like all the like the musical ones. But I think like once we hit like those, then like the Disney Channel movies kind of like shifted a bit. But I think in terms of pre-High School Musical, it's a tie between Smart House.
That's a good one. I forgot about that one. That
Double
was really
Teamed.
good. Yes, that's another good one.
But so is
You remember that Minutemen one? What was that called? With all the
Minutemen?
blonde. Is that what it's called?
Yeah.
Okay, I can't remember if that's exactly what it was or not.
no, or the
All the
one
blonde dudes
with
in it.
the superhero family, Up and Away.
That was a good one.
That's a good one. I was terrified of Don't Look Under the Bed. My friends and I watched
Yes.
it. Like in
It's so
college. Like we were all scared of that movie as
Yes,
kids, and then we rewatched it in college, and that movie got deep. Like the boogeyman, or like the imaginary friend as he was turning evil.
Yeah, yep.
Like told the girl, like the main girl, like, oh, your brother has leukemia or whatever because of you, and we were like,
Oh, I don't remember that at all.
no, I only remember that because it was so like the three of us are watching it like as like young adults.
Yeah.
And they like throw that at us, and we were like, all three of us, like we possibly were
Yeah,
like,
that's harsh.
what? Yeah, so I think Smart
House is so good. I really like Smart House.
So good. Or The Color of Friendship. That one was good too.
I don't remember that one. What's that one?
That was the one with the girl who like it was like they were doing like an exchange program, and so it was a girl, like it was a black family who was expecting a girl from Africa. Mm-hmm. She was from South Africa.
Oh,
It was during apartheid,
yeah,
and so
yeah.
like it was like a
don't know if
white
I've seen
South
that one.
African girl,
Interesting.
coming into a family of
That
like,
sounds so deep for Disney Channel. Wow.
yeah, because it was like '90s Disney Channel.
Yeah.
We had like
It was-
Johnny Tsunami
yeah.
and everything like that.
I was about to
right?
say that. I think that was my favorite one. Was Johnny Tsunami,
the snowboarding one, or the skate? Because you
the skateboarding one, because it came out right when I was at like peak of like actually skateboarding. Like I skateboarded a lot. I was pretty decent when I was a kid.
I tried to be. I wasn't very good.
I can picture it. That's so funny to me.
No
But no, yeah, I loved that movie. And like I said, that's not counting High School Musical. And I loved High School Musical, and I was embarrassed about how much I liked High School Musical because I was like a boy.
I mean, yeah, that's fair.
But it was so
He
good.
said, I'm actually Troy Bolton.
Yeah, exactly. I was like, I love this, and I want to sing like Troy Bolton, but I can't.
I love that.
And I still love Zac Efron to this day.
It's so good.
He's so
awesome. No, because like I love like the High School Musical franchise. I liked Camp Rock.
Camp Rock I didn't like as much. I liked the first one, and then there was a second one that I remember just like made me dislike the first one. Because I was like, this was not that good. And then I watched the first one again because it was on, and I was like, oh, I don't like this as much.
I'm not as like familiar with the second one as I am with the first one. I do know that Demi Lovato like had a guest appearance at the most recent Jonas Brothers concert.
Oh, really?
And they sang a song from there.
Oh, my goodness.
Her and Joe, which was great. Which made me like want to watch Camp Rock too. But then, the Cheetah Girls, I love those. The second Cheetah Girls movie was...
I remember that one.
Is that the best?
That's Spain one? Spain. Yes, that was good.
When I went to Spain with like my friends, I told them...
Oh my God, I just remembered. You know which one was amazing? Sorry to cut you off, but the Lizzie McGuire movie was fire.
Was that just Disney
when
Channel,
they went to Rome?
Or was that in the movie theater
That one might have been in the theater too. I don't remember now.
Just given the production, I think it was...
That was a bigger scale movie. That movie was so good.
That one was good.
Sorry, what were you saying about Spain?
Oh, no. I just told them, I was like, I need to go have like my like Cheetah Girls moment. And so the park, when they're doing strut...
You've told me this.
I was like, that is the one thing I want to do. I want to go to this park and like have my moment. And I did. And it was great. Although it hailed while I was there, like in that moment. And so... They're like some of the pictures.
The hail's just like knocking you out. You're like, I need it.
I was like, ugh. But some of the pictures I took, there are some that like are like pre-hail. So I was like dry, and I was like, oh, look at me. And then the others, my hair is like wet, and you can see it. But okay. But anyway, for Lindsay, it really is. I think Mean Girls is like the one. And then
that's her best. I think.
Jamie Lee Curtis. It is a tie between Freaky Friday and actually Halloween 2.
I don't remember which one Halloween 2 is.
Halloween 2 was when they were in the hospital.
Oh, yeah, that's a good movie.
Immediately right after.
And that reminds me, actually, we're watching the movie in the theater, and Nisha like whispers to me something about like, this is the lady from Scream Queens. And I'm like, that's what you know her from?
She is from Scream Queens.
But I'm like, that's what you know her from? Out of everything, is it Scream Queens?
I've never watched. I think I watched the first episode of Scream Queens, but I
first
need to
season
watch
is
it.
Great. Second season's good. Third season is hot garbage.
Really?
Yeah, it just like it went like.
Wasn't Nick Jonas gay in that show?
I don't know. I think he was dating Ariana Grande, maybe. They had a lot of really big actors who they immediately killed off, like boom, 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 boom.
Dang. Okay.
And so I don't remember what happened. I've seen the first season twice because the first season is so cool.
Uh-huh.
It's just the whole first season is an homage to slasher movies,
right?
And that's why she's in it. Yep. Yeah, and so it's so good. I really enjoyed it. Second season, I was like, this is okay. They're in a hospital. That's why when you said that, I remembered that. And then the third one, I don't even remember what happened, but I don't think I even finished watching it because I got so bored of it. I was like, this sucked. But the first two seasons were good. First season's amazing. I love the first season.
I need to, maybe that'll be my Halloween show.
I would if I were you.
Last year it was
fun.
Buffy, and maybe this year it'll be...
you know what I want to watch? Because it's been on in the morning when I'm at the gym. Supernatural. It looks good. Because I remember I would catch episodes randomly when they were airing back in the day because they were on like Channel 5 when I was in California. They'd like come on after I was watching like something stupid, like Family Guy or something. Yeah. Then Supernatural would come on and I'm like, oh, this is interesting. I watch an episode here and there. But it's more of a show where you have to watch everything. Yeah. And so I never got into it because it would be like random episodes would come on and be like, oh, this is cool, but I don't know what's happening.
Yeah, I don't know the context.
I've been in the gym and I'm like, look up in between sets and I'm like, this looks really good. And so I want to watch it.
I think I've watched the first episode and I never went anything more. But which is surprising because it
seems like it'd be right up your alley.
I was such a CW girly. Like I watched
me too.
Smallville. I watched The Vampire Diaries.
All that stuff.
The originals. Yeah. I never watched Legacies, but I need to do that one. All of the Arrowverse shows except for I never finished Legends and I never finished Black Light.
I didn't watch those, but when I was a kid, I would come home from school and they would have like the sitcoms that I liked on the CW. It'd be like the Jamie Foxx show, and then be like My Wife and Kids, and then it would be like Family Guy, and then the Vampire Diaries or Supernatural would come on, and that's how I would watch those when I was a kid. And so I really liked seeing that stuff, and I want to go revisit it again because I just remember enjoying all of it.
Yeah, it's so campy. I like
because it was like Warner Brothers owned it or something, right? So that's why all the stuff was like...
I started Riverdale.
I did too. I didn't get into it.
I did not finish it. Like once it got weird, but then I'm like, it got so weird that I'm like, I feel like this might be like interesting.
What's the main guy's name? KJ Appa? Mm-hmm. He's going to be in a movie where he's playing Cary Grant, like one of the best actors ever.
Really?
Right? And I really want to see that. It looks really cool. Just because I like his old movies when he was like being directed by Alfred Hitchcock, like North by Northwest. Such a good movie. Have you seen that?
No.
That's a good movie. That reminds me, this month they're doing all those classic movies, so
I need to look to see what those classic movies are.
Yeah, I'm going to be talking about some of those on here with other people, because you don't want to come see the two I already bought tickets to.
I never said I didn't want to. I laughed, so that's
You should come see The Godfather with me on Saturday, because that's my favorite movie ever.
Okay.
And I already have 2 people coming with me.
If we watch The Godfather, then we have to watch Mean Girls.
Yes. Okay, I agree.
Okay.
That's not a tough sell for me. So we'll watch
I know
Godfather.
you just said that you liked Mean Girls, so I should have picked a different movie.
You
but
should have.
I
You messed up.
It's
but then,
fine. But I will not go watch The Conjuring because I.
Yeah, I agree. I can see why you wouldn't like that.
Slash
That's
also,
fine.
I mean, like I've told you, I don't like.
Yeah.
Broken bones in possession movies, and I feel like that's gonna.
It hasn't really happened in any of the other ones. I just rewatched all the other ones.
Well, I've never seen any
to
of
get
them,
ready.
so.
Last week I watched the first one, the second one, and the third one. There's 3 main Conjuring movies. Mm-hmm. And I looked it up. They said you only have to watch the main ones really to get what happens in this one. I had seen the original Annabelle when it came out. I haven't seen any of the Nun movies. I think there's like 8 movies at this point, but
Oh my god.
yeah, there's a lot in the universe of it. But the main Conjuring movies, the first one's my favorite. So good. Such a good horror movie. And then after that, they're like diminishing. But I'm really excited to see this last one. It's the last one in the main series. Okay. And I really like Patrick Wilson and Vera Farmiga as the main characters. They're like really good actors in those roles, and they really match the characters well. Like, and it feels good. And also, like, I love The Conjuring because it takes place in the 70s, and it just, the set design is amazing. It like really transports you well to it.
I feel like you were born in the wrong era.
I love the 70s for some reason.
I know.
But
this is the second time tonight that you mentioned the 70s.
All my favorite movies are from the 70s.
Oh, that's funny. Okay, I don't know.
Where else was I getting on with that? Oh, and then the other movie that I already have tickets to is 2001: A Space Odyssey, which I think you would like because you like science and space.
I do.
And I'm going to use that movie as a vehicle to convince EJ, who already bought his ticket as well, that the moon landing is fake.
Okay. Okay. I need to look to see what other movies. I need to like actually have a list of movies.
So I want to see Citizen Kane. That's another one that they're doing. And I love Citizen Kane. But it's on a Sunday, and you know how I am about my Sundays.
That's true, except for when we have a 3-day weekend.
Yeah, 3-day weekend Sunday's different.
No, I need to make a list of movies that I really, really enjoy that are, because I was so nervous about this movie tonight being like, or like you were like, oh, you want to film a podcast tonight? And I was like, oh my God, he's going to say how awful it is. And I'm going to be like, oh my God, we clearly have different movie tastes, which we already know, but I was like, oh my God. So now I have to make a list of movies
I'm being so serious. I have nothing bad to say about this movie.
I know. Because I'm so excited about that.
When me and EJ recorded our podcast last week, I got on here and I was like, Honey Don't was so bad. And I love the Coen brothers, and one of them directed Honey Don't. And so like, I hate talking crap about their movies because I love, like, No Country for Old Men is probably one of the best movies ever made. That's the Coen brothers movie. And so I was just like, how can I say that the people who made the best movie ever also just made this complete pile of garbage?
Oh.
Internal battle, you know what I mean?
Dang. Okay.
And so like, if I don't like a movie, I'll say it. And this one was fun.
I mean, I know we had a whole episode that was an unaired episode about
Jurassic World.
No.
That one.
Well, that one too.
I lost the audio on that.
I meant Materialist. We never posted that one.
Oh my gosh.
About how awful. We never posted that one or the Fantastic Four one.
Did I not post those?
No.
No, you're right. I lost those.
We'll post them eventually. Y'all will see.
If I find them, yeah.
Yeah, but
I think I just lost files.
No, yeah,
I was unorganized during the summer. That's what happened. It's like, for me as a teacher during the summer, I don't have any responsibilities, and that sinks into every aspect of my life where I just was losing everything I was doing. Because the Jurassic World episode, I don't have a clue what happened to it.
Yep.
The Materialist, I forgot we filmed that. I thought that was tagged onto something else.
No, we had a whole episode just for that, because that was the one where we had micheladas, and
yes, you're right. Oh my god,
we talked about we had to find other things to talk about because of how bad that movie was. Oh,
You're
we're not
so
going to
right.
spoil any more else, people, because you'll have to. Well, eventually, we will find it.
Yeah. So this, but that's a good segue into me just talking about. So like the movies I disliked was was Jurassic World. I didn't love. I didn't hate. It was just kind of I was neutral on it.
Yeah.
And then Materialist was just garbage. So I'll say it when I dislike a movie. And
I know that's what I was expecting for this whole.
I like
this whole
this one.
podcast.
But like I said, with me, the nostalgia gets to me because like Happy Gilmore was garbage, but I liked it because it was a nostalgia piece for me.
But this was not garbage, people.
No, it was not. It was well done, and I've said that before. I've said that throughout this podcast. It was a well-made movie, just not my cup of tea necessarily, but because I resonate with the original movie, it was good. I enjoyed it. So if you feel that way too, where it's like, oh, I don't like this genre, but you enjoyed the first one to any like capacity at all, go watch it because it was fun. It was fun to relive it.
But yeah, no. All that going back, I need to go through, and I feel like we'll have a give and take for every really old 70s Giancarlo movie that we make. I will be like, here's this other one. Like, it'll be a back and forth. I think I finally have like convinced. I think honestly doing this might give my taste in movies a little bit more clout in my family.
That'd be cool.
Because my brother is a film buff and very. I'm gonna be nice. I was gonna say pretentious, but he is very.
No, I like being called pretentious.
No,
about
I
my
know,
movies.
but I only ever call him that, so I'm trying to come up with another word. But he has very specific movie taste, and then my mom watches a lot of those movies. And anytime I convince her to watch a movie and she ends up watching it, she's like, "Oh yeah, this was good." I was like, "Wow!" Like she watched K-pop Demon Hunters before I did, and I was so shocked by that. And she really liked it. So I think having this and be like, yeah, I watch movies. Here, you should watch this one too. Will give me a little bit more like if I talk about like the Eddingtons and then if I recommend the different like Thunderbolts movies.
Did you see my Instagram story today about Eddington?
Yes.
EJ was so mad about it.
It's like, okay. But like, it gives me more. But yeah, my brother was like, when I told him about this one, he was like, wow, you're more of a film buff than I am. You're on a film podcast. I was like, yeah, so now watch the movies that I say that I want to watch. Like, I have good taste in movies.
What am I waiting to see now? So
Twinless.
Yeah, I forgot about that one.
That comes out
keep bringing that
this
up.
Week.
I gotta look because as soon as so EJ's the one who sent me that Regal was doing all those classic movies. As soon as I saw those classic movies, I forgot about all the new stuff coming out.
Oh my god.
Let's see what the coming soon is right now.
The new Now You See Me doesn't come out until
The Long Walk looks
November.
decent. The Long Walk, the Stephen King one. Stephen King set a record this year with the most movies like written by a single person or something coming out. He has like 5 movies based on his stories that came out in 2025.
That's cool.
What else is coming out? Him looks good. I want to see him. That looks a little much for you.
So conflicted. I do want to see that one, but like just watching the trailer, I was like,
it looks rough.
So like,
So they're doing Dog Day Afternoon in theaters. That's on a Wednesday night. I just rewatched that a couple weeks ago. A fantastic movie that is just so relatable today. Okay. Dog Day Afternoon. Like, we'll have to watch that one day because I told you about this movie. It's about the one where at the very end of the movie you find out that he's doing this for his lover who needs a sex change surgery.
Oh yeah, you told me about that.
Such a great movie ahead of its time because that came out in like 1975 or something like that.
Again, the 70s.
Yep. Such a great movie. They're also doing Dr. Strangelove. That's on a Thursday. That's a great movie. Also super relatable. It's about who's going to drop the atomic bomb first, right? It was during the Cold War. So that's a good movie. But they're doing all these movies I really want to watch in the middle of the week. That's the only thing that I'm bummed about. But the coming soon for Regal right now is a lot of classics. Mm-hmm. Oh, Sunset Boulevard, another classic movie I love. I own that one, so we can watch that one day at home. But that one's on a Monday night. Sunset Boulevard, though, that's like 1950s, I think. That's an older movie. It's really good.
Okay.
Really good. But, yeah, I don't know. A lot of stuff that's coming out is, I think there's going to be waiting for closer to award season right now, is my guess. Because I really want to see Smashing Machine. That's October.
Oh, yeah, that's the rock one, right?
Yeah. Marty Supreme with Timothée Chalamet. I think that's closer to award season 2. So... The Smashing Machine is one of the Safdie brothers Marty Supreme is another Safdie brother. It's the first time they're each making a movie separately. Mm-hmm. Have you seen Uncut Gems?
No.
That was one of their movies that they did together. That was good. And so right now, the thing that's scary is like what I just said about the Coen brothers. Are they going to be good on their own?
Right.
Because they haven't done anything on their own yet.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm scared of.
That one, I think the only other like big one for award seasons that I can think of is Wicked for Good.
Mm-hmm. Wicked will be fun.
That one, I think, comes out the weekend before Thanksgiving.
Yeah, it's November. I know it's November.
If they're following the same like way that they did it last year, where because like last year,
do you know how long it is, the running time?
Probably 3 hours.
Because I can't believe they stretched that first one that long, and it wasn't the whole story. I thought it was the whole story going into it because I didn't look into it at all.
Yeah.
I was like, when it just ended, I was like, oh wait, that wasn't the whole story.
I'm curious to see like what else they add. I know that they've added a couple songs, like they made songs for the movie.
Oh, okay. See, I didn't know that.
Yeah,
That's interesting.
But that one, if they follow the same suit as they did last year, then it'll be like the week before Thanksgiving, and then I can watch it like X amount of times like I did last year, and then I'll watch it with my family during Thanksgiving too.
Yeah.
But I think, how are you? What are we at for time?
Oh, I have no idea actually. It's 9:13, right? Do you know when we started?
I think we started around 8.
Oh, okay. We're about an hour 15ish. That makes sense.
Do you have any other final thoughts about Freakier Friday?
Like I said, it was just a really fun time. It's not a masterpiece in cinema, but it's a great popcorn movie that you can enjoy as long as you're familiar with the first one. If you're familiar with the first one at all, you'll like it, I think.
I did not like any of your descriptions that you gave for my number one of the movie of the year for right
all
now.
right, you describe it. Let's go.
I don't know. It's just it's a movie that yes, it leans into the nostalgia and like pulls at your heartstrings there, but it also pulls at the heartstrings in like the current, like just like the current climate of the world, right? It really is a genuinely good like connection movie.
Well, like I said at the beginning, it's real.
It is
a lot of
real.
the conversations that they have are step into someone else's shoes before you judge them, which is always an important message at any time in any era. And so that aspect of it is great. I really enjoyed that. That's awesome.
That connected with the family, and I think in addition to that, like what family looks like, right? What family can look like. Again, like we saw.
It's also a mixed family,
exactly,
which is awesome, like because that's more normal nowadays.
And like even with like the first one, how yes, it was like a stepdad coming into it. It was the stepdad and the 2 established kids. I think what was so great about like stepping into someone's shoes and the family, but then also like we are like literally merging 2 families together to becoming one. So that.
But then there's also that things. Like I don't know what you call it. I wouldn't say unconventional. That's not the right way, but. At the beginning of the movie, she describes how she's co-parenting with her daughter, Jamie Lee Curtis's character, and I thought that was really cool because, like, I was raised by my grandma and grandpa, and so to me, like, seeing that, in putting yourself in a position of a kid who is raised in a situation where it's not just mom and dad,
right?
It's cool to see that represented on screen because a lot of the times you just get a mom and dad in a movie, or you just get a single
parent, right?
Or a single dad, exactly. And so to see this one where it's like the grandma stepping in and doing some of the work, and you see that realistic dynamic where it's like, oh, the grandma's like being nicer to her than the mom is, or vice versa at certain times. It's awesome. It's a realistic movie in that sense. Yeah, and all of this combined with like the emotional response I had in the movie is why it is up my number one. And so clearly not Giancarlo's number one, but it is mine. And so we can continue this. And that's why this is a great show, because we just always will have different opinions about movies.
Very different opinions, unless it's really, truly awful. And then we'll like...
We should do more of a Roger Ebert and Gene Siskel thing where we just like fight each other about movies. Like, I hate all your movies, Stephen.
No, I'd be like, well, you have... terrible taste and don't like joy. You just like sad movies. That's what I'm hearing.
The thing is, I've been told that before, actually, so that's pretty funny that you say that.
I say the same thing to my family, too, so it's okay. Okay, but we don't have a...
There's not an official outro.
There isn't.
We got to come up with it. Yeah, it used to be Beer Happy back in the day before it was more of a...
more beer-centric?
It was more beer-centric, but you can only talk about beer for so long.
Yeah. Well... go watch Freakier Friday.
Go watch it. Have a
It's
good
so
time.
fun.
And then let us know down below what movies you're anticipating for the rest of the year. And I'm really excited to do an Oscars show this year. So once they start announcing Oscars, we're going to hear about movies that we probably haven't heard of. I've noticed that happens a lot is right around award season, movies that aren't super talked about become more talked about as they get nominated. And so we'll have some really weird stuff to watch.
Yeah, I'm so
That'll be
excited.
fun. All right.
But yeah, let us know.